Francisco, it's great to have you on. Let's start right there. The move in gold has been torrid. What's driving this? Is this really all about anticipation of Fed rate cuts, or is this also just the sell-off we're seeing globally in bonds, or something else?
Hey, Morgan. Thanks for having me. So I think there's really three things going on at the moment. As you very well know, everyone knows at this point, gold has been a central bank play for a while. But there's three things that are happening simultaneously. On the one hand, you have questions around Fed independence I think the future of the dollar in some ways, right, with rising interest in crypto and so on. On the other, you have as well a fair amount of uncertainty about the path for interest rates with potential cuts coming in September and maybe accelerating into 2026. And then the third thing going on is really fiscal. As we've seen, there's a big battle coming up into the Supreme Court about the validity of President Trump's tariffs, his authority to issue them as he has. And of course, we already have the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which has essentially locked in a very large budget deficit into the next probably 5-10 years, with tariffs being the only offset to that big deficit.
Okay. So you're a retail investor watching at home. What do? Do you race out to Costco and get some gold bars? Do you buy into an ETF? How do you play this? Because the commodities market, especially when we're talking about futures, can be a tricky place.
Absolutely. I mean, I think there's a range of instruments that you can utilize to access gold. Some of them you mentioned. You also have gold equities. You get, of course, alternatives to gold, which are silver. It's been increasing very quickly. And then less looked at are the platinum and palladium markets. We've been constructive on platinum this year, the so-called PGM markets, and they've all really rallied in tandem. But honestly, I do think there's an element of potential inflation across the entire metals complex. So we're not just positive on precious. We also think eventually the industrial metals complex will perform strongly into 2026 and beyond.